Alright, hello. Alright, hello everyone. Just get the window up and select it. It's invisible. Okay. No, that's not the pilot I want to select. Sure, Derelict is selected in the campaign room. And go to the ready room. Lead the briefing. Man, I've been thinking about the pricing, the cost of living crisis that young people face today.
After the elimination of the SD Azatoth by the now destroyed Gorgon cannon, GTVA Command decided to press the issue and attempted a direct engagement of the SD Narlistep in Vega. Be glad that you were not there, pilot. What we have on our hands is a rout. Without taking a single capital ship loss, the Shevans have already wiped out all of our fighter wings, 3 of our corvettes, and damaged 3 of our larger vessels. While the GVD Reshev, the GVD Kefrem, and the GVCV Iniad are still engaging the Shevans, they are moving to pull out. The GTD Ignatius will be jumping in momentarily to cover their escape. Your problem is not here, pilot. It is here, some 30 kilometers away from the battle. Unfortunately, the GTFF Cypher sustained damage to its subspace drive when it activated the jump and found itself adrift still within sight of the battle. 2 cruisers, the SC Tsar and the SC Dole, along with fighter and bomber wings, have broken away from the fleet and are moving to intercept.
Let's see what kind of ships we can take. I think I'm gonna take the Ares fighter again because it's a ship we don't get to fly very often, and we get to use the Maxim guns. That's nice. That's awesome. Okay. Maxim Prometheus. Here we go. 2 long-range weapons. Okay. Tornado moves in the secondary banks. Right.
The damage to the Cypher's subspace engine is not critical, and would be reasonably easy to repair otherwise. However, the Cypher suffered a hull breach from a beam in its engineering section, killing several critical personnel and rendering any repair equipment unusable. The GTT Minos is already en route with a backup repair crew. Once aboard, they will be able to bring the engines back online and leave the area. Alpha, your task is simple. Make sure that the Cypher makes it out alive. The SC Dole and the SC Tsar are closing fast and will be within beam range within minutes. Either disable, disarm, or destroy these cruisers before they get within beam range. Additionally, watch for bombers. We have already discovered that there are a handful of wings in this battle, armed with extremely high-yield bombs. Don't let them get near the Cypher.
Aye.
We're in Cypher and on our way. What's your status?
Feeling like a sitting duck, Alpha. We've already taken down 1 wing of fighters.
Alright, let's go.
They're closing fast.
Kefrem, I have destroyed the Iniad. We have taken critical damage.
Okay, Better Wing is in.
Pretty far out for us. Anyway, I was thinking about the cost of living crisis that young people face today. Really, I mean, there's gotta be a better way for young people to be able to pay for this stuff. There's gotta be a way for young people to reduce their expenses so that they don't have to pay so much for a house, so that you're not locked out of the housing market. Here it's because, rich people have been investing their money in.
Withdrawing now. Ignatius, the Shevens have just cut into our engine core. It is going critical. Get out.
Affirmative, Russia. We're taking and beating ourselves. Recalculating our next jump.
I am meeting several A-star fighters on attack vector.
Okay, this is it. Let's show them what we've got. Not too fast. Back to Adam. Oh, God, they're not going to make it.
Ignatius, the Reshef is down. The beam cruisers are in pursuit. They're bearing down on you. Get out of there.
That's,
It's too late, Cypher.
that's not good. Here are the bombers.
They destroyed the Ignatius. How the hell are we supposed to stop that? Even with the outside guy, they ripped her up once like they were even there. Now's not the time to give up. We still have our job to do. The Cypher needs our help. Let's get on those cruisers. With 2 destroyers in a few minutes, we didn't even make a dent.
Don't get too focused on those fighters, Alpha. We have some inbound bombers, and those cruisers are closing.
Just be glad they're not focusing that firepower on our world, kid. Shevens seem to be in an awful hurry. They're only destroying what's in their way. I'm still trying to figure that out.
We've
We did end up getting in range of the anti-fighter beam. Damn, that thing is hard to hit. What about the other? I was too focused on the should go out.
Right. Way to take them down, people. We've got more on the way.
Alpha, the Dole is approaching firing distance for her beams, and we're at the wrong angle to return fire.
Damn, it's so surprising. It really does surprise you how quickly you get it.
There. One of those tank-class cruisers. This battle is not a total washout.
This is the Minor. Cypher, what's the status? Feeling naked on a windy day, Minos. We're glad to see you. You're clear to dock, just watch your heads. Alpha, we have a wing of inbound Seraphim bombers, designation Aquarius. Scanners indicate they are carrying high-yield warheads. Affirmative, Cypher. Moving to dock.
I'm guessing they have as much hitting power as the Helios. Let's take them down now.
I'm thinking there's gotta be a better way for young people to. There's gotta be a way for young people to be able to buy houses and pay for what they need to pay for. There's gotta be a way for young people to be able to make more money and pay for what they need to pay for. I really hope there is. But the only other alternative is to try and become as self-sufficient as possible, grow your own food, have a well where you can get your own water from, build your house so that you don't need central heating.
Firing distance. She's powering up her beams for an assault. Intercept her now or we're done for. Alpha, the Seraphim are getting too close. They're launching their bombs.
it.
Okay, let's cruisers are down.
Thanks, Alpha. That was getting close. There's just a few more fighters and bombers to worry about. Don't let your guard down.
Well, I'm glad that I was able to hear that some young people have been trying to build their own houses using better materials. Why are you not targeting the bombs? Why are you targeting the bombers? Hear that some young people have been trying to build their own houses. On. It's a terrible situation that young people have to face these days. Terrible economic situation that young people have to face with houses and food being so expensive and jobs paying so little that it's not enough to cover all these expenses that they have. So, like, the only other option is to draw, maybe the only other option is to try and make it without having to depend on society for everything. Because these rich investors are...
Alpha, our engines are back online. The crew of the Minos is moving to undock.
And that was a stupid idea for Command to send the... it was such a stupid idea for Command to send the fleet after the Shivan fleet. They got absolutely annihilated. Now I think I'm done here, just waiting for Command to let me go.
You're clear and good to go. See you back at the rendezvous point.
They're doing nothing. Oh.
That's it. The area is clear. Let's get out of here. The fleet's going to need us very soon.
This engagement was a disaster, pilots. Not only did we lose the GVCV Iniad and the GVD Rishev, but the GTD Ignatius was destroyed while covering the escape of the GVD Kevram. These losses are much more than we are capable of handling. But alas, there was nothing you could have done in this battle, except help save the GTFF Cypher, which you did admirably. The frigate jumped to safety and is under repairs as we prepare for our next engagement. We're going to need your skills again very soon, pilot.
Damn. There's some heavy losses that we took already. Man. What do we have next now? What do we have in store for us now?
Since the Shivan fleet jumped into the Sirius system just over a week ago and began their journey through our systems, we have desperately been trying to hold them off, slow them down, or thin them out. However, our operations have met with only limited success. While we were able to destroy the SD Azatoth with the GTVX Gorgon cannon in Deneb, we lost the prototype and several other vessels. In a recent engagement, an attempt to destroy the Shivan fleet failed, with the destruction of the GVD Reshev and GTD Ignatius as the result. Several smaller vessels were also destroyed, and we barely dented the fleet. The official death toll stands at over 23,000, with many more missing and presumed dead. Obviously, with conventional attacks failing, another method must be found to deal with the Shivans. Command believes that it has discovered just such a method. A Deimos-class corvette, under construction here in Vega, has been modified to carry only a skeleton crew and a payload of Meson bombs. This vessel, the GTCV Argentis, will be used to ram the Narlithotep. It is hoped that the vulnerabilities observed in the Lucifer's reactors could be capitalized upon here. Though we have one available to us, the Narlithotep does not appear to have the same shielding that the Lucifer did. We will therefore not have to destroy the Narlithotep within a subspace corridor, and risk losing the ability to travel through the jump node. But the Shivans will not simply let us ram the Argentis into their command ship unopposed. After monitoring Shivan fleet movements, our experts believe that the Shivan's movement patterns are consistent with travel to only one destination, Beta Aquila. It is at the Beta Aquila Vega jump node that we will mount our attack on the Narlithotep. It will be a difficult task to eliminate the Narlithotep, but fortunately, our defense forces have a new tool to aid them, the GTB Hydra. The Hydra is a next-generation refit of the GTB Artemis, a true fighter bomber with improved armor, maneuverability, and afterburner reserves. The Hydra can also mount the UD-8 Taser cannon, making it a formidable foe to enemy capital ships and fighters alike. The Hydra has been brought into service early due to the threat posed by the Shivans, so you'll be testing her, so to speak, as the Hydra hasn't had an op-eval period. Use her well. Basic flight trials have shown excellent potential in the vessel. Get down to the quarterdeck. They're waiting for you.
Right. Well, Freeze Phase 2 was obviously inspired by my favorite childhood video game, that would be Wing Commander Prophecy. And
we mount our final set of missions in order to ensure the success of Operation Silver.
well, I really don't know how far I am in the campaign or how close I am to beating it. Why am I carrying tag missiles? I guess we'll find out in the briefing, but for now I better just listen to the briefing.
We mount our final set of missions in order to ensure the success of Operation Silver Bullet, commencing at 1400 hours today. The 144th and GVD Kefram will flank the Shivan fleet, while the 23rd provide cover for our forward Azura units monitoring Shivan movement. The vegan 4th Fleet is providing logistical support across the system, and new pilots from the 232nd will be participating in the most critical phase of our operation, here at the Beta Aquila jump node. The Beta Aquila jump node lies between Vega 4 and its moon, Larissa. Due to the intense gravitational forces exerted by these two bodies, ships must exit subspace some distance from the node. This means that the Shivans will have quite some distance to run before they can enter our core systems. The Shivans must pass through this area in order to enter Beta Aquila, and it is here that Operation Silver Bullet will take place. Our defenses, consisting mainly of Nolnir cannons, has been set up in proximity to Reba's station, Vega 4's principal trade station. Civilians are being cleared from the area, and the installation has been evacuated of non-essential personnel. We don't want to lose Reba Station if at all preventable, but if we must, the casualty total must be as low as possible. Our forward observer units, the GVC Keviket, GVA Taurus, and GTCB Endurance are monitoring the Shivan fleet closely, and will give us advance warning when the Shivans begin their move towards the Beta Aquila jump node, which would give us several minutes more to prepare than we would have normally. Once the Narlatet begins to move, they will attempt to harass the Shivan vessels, inflicting as much damage as possible. From there, the main job is ours. Once the Narlatet is engaged, the GTCV Argentus will be signaled. We must delay the Shivan advance until the corvette can arrive, thinning out the Shivan cruisers and corvettes. If at all possible, all Shivan incursion further into our systems must be stopped. You've been equipped with TAG missiles. Use them to ping targets for our defense cannons to lock onto and destroy. However, our primary target will be the SD Thawne. The Demon-class destroyer will be the Shivan's primary fire support vessel, housing many wings of fighters and bombers. Armed with powerful beam cannons, the Thawne will be more than capable of ripping our defenses to pieces if we're not careful, not to mention the Argentus. Alpha and Beta wings and bombers will be charged with the destruction of this vessel. Again, once the destroyer is within range, the Nolnir cannons will add considerable fire support if you're able to tag the Thawne for them. Once the Argentus arrives, cover it from Shivan bombers and beam cannon fire. The Argentus must reach the Narlathotep in order to complete its mission. Ensure that the Argentus survives long enough to destroy the Narlathotep at any cost. All other objectives are secondary, as unless we can destroy the Shivan command vessel with this attack, it is highly unlikely that our efforts to destroy it by more conventional means will succeed. However, note that the Argentus will explode with considerable force. Get out of harm's way if possible. Courageous pilots are one thing, martyrs quite another. When the Narlathotep is destroyed, mop up any remaining Shivan vessels, making sure that the defense of surviving Allied capital ships is paramount. This is it, everyone. We stop the Shivans here with Operation Silver Bullet success, or we unleash a wave of terror and destruction upon our core worlds, one from which the GTVA may never recover. You have your orders. Now do your people proud out there, pilots. You're making history here.
It is rather unfortunate that I wasn't able to start streaming earlier. Well, I was really tired, unfortunately, and I think it's best to...
Almost all the civilian staff are clear. Are you ready, pilots?
As ready as we'll ever be.
Very well. Powering up the RBCs now. They are now under our control.
This is it. This is the big one, alright.
They used to call it going over the top, I think. Dates back to 20th century trench warfare. What happens when you went over the top? Usually, you died. Life was cheap. Maybe it still is.
That's just great. Do you always have to be so negative, Mackie?
Not always. Only when we face odds that make winning the Dotus Apprentice lottery look easy.
We're going to be doing all we can to support you. Play it smart and you won't get killed.
At least my hazard pay is going to be through the roof this month.
One wing of Shivan Dragon fighters has entered the area. These look like Shivan scouts.
Play it by the numbers, pilot. Interceptors engaged. Bomber pilots, cover where you can.
Roger, Command. We won't let them escape.
Oh yeah, tornado missiles for the win. React wing. Oh man. That reminds me of the fact that in the fandom they call the Vesudan Zods because the wing, their wing names are almost always zodiac signs. But But that's the same for the Sheevan wings also get zodiac sign names in Free Space too. Anyway, Free Space 2 was obviously inspired by childhood favorite video game Lincoln Prophecy. It's amazing that Free Space 2 has survived.
New contact on scanners. Aiden class. It's the TVC Quebec.
Quebec, respond at once. Why have you abandoned your post?
Achievements overrun our units. We are the only survivors. We carry critical information about human movements. Transmitting now.
We are pulling the data from Quebec's computers now. Stand by.
Picking up 2 new jump signatures. Moloch class.
They have arrived.
Oh, yeah.
Heading down. Destroy those Corvettes pronto, pilots. Don't let them get into beta aqualane.
I think that this is what they meant by going over the top.
I have Alpha destroy this one, and then we'll have Beta destroy the other one. I hope that'll work out. Okay. There's another engine. Yep, there's another engine. Okay.
Excellent work, pilot. But we're not out of the woods yet.
Hey, I hope that works. Well,
That is going critical. Where's the blast zone? Both Sheevan corvettes have been destroyed.
right. I almost forgot I had the tag missiles.
BBC Galahad now on station. Hope we didn't miss the party.
Hardly. The Sheevan fleet's headed this way. We've taken down 2 Molochs, but there's still plenty to come.
I would not call the situation on chart. Save the discussion for later. We have another wave of incoming capital ships.
Tag the cruisers. We'll need all the help we can get here.
Man, I'm glad they...
There goes the first cruiser.
The Sheevan guns are damaging our hull.
Double off the Lang. Man. I'm gonna need to get rid of these transports too.
Be careful, pilot. RPCBs do not distinguish threat from foe.
Only one cruiser remains.
I'm not even gonna need the tornado missile to take this one down.
Transports have been destroyed.
However, that Lula cruiser could be a big problem, so I'm gonna tag it. I remember for the Starlancer, on the Starlancer demo, when they say they tagged the convoy, that means they destroyed the convoy. I don't know why they use the word tag to mean destroyed, but
One have failed. We're going to have
But
to gun her down.
maybe it's some military, terminology that I don't understand.
We can't risk the collateral damage. Mjolnir 1 powering down.
Damn.
BCV Hediped has been dispatched to cover the jump node. ETA is 3 minutes.
The SC Abbott has arrived. He's flanking the cannons. Mjolnir 2 is down. Pilot, destroy that vessel before she chews to our whole defense screen.
Main batteries are opening fire now. This should give them something to think about.
Great. Come on, man. Come on. Sorry. Got rid of the anti-flare beam turret.
The SC Adhoc has been eliminated.
Watch Bizet wing. They are attacking your fighters, Alpha.
Okay.
If you can lure Mikey's wing into our field of fire, we can help you out with them.
Easier said than done. I'm
Won't be necessary, I think. Why is the cipher not on my escort list? Okay, it's right there.
They've targeted the remaining cannons. The fighters are in diversion.
No, we aren't going to get much more use out of our tag missiles, are we? Everyone protect the thing.
Mjolnir 3 has been hit. The jump node defenses are down.
Nice, now the command has forgotten about the most important battle in 5 years.
As my might initialize, we will assist in clearing the remaining machines.
We should have caught on to that sooner, you know, with the Sheevens going after the Mjolnir cannons. Really, I like these slaves too. I'm amazed at how it's still actively getting new content made for it. People are still putting out new stuff for Free Slaves too.
Still no sign of the Katana.
Every month, even in this day and age.
She could be here at any moment.
Of course, Free Slaves 2 was it's inspired by my childhood favorite video game, Incarnated Prophecy. But
That's not as clear a sign we're going to get.
so,
The Kazan is into the area.
but Free Slaves 2 also does its own thing.
Deploying reserve bombers now. Epsilon Wing is at your command.
Afraid there. Maybe I do have time for this.
That's right.
You know, I think
She should have been here by now.
most of the
Our thoughts exactly, Alpha 2. Rebus Control, did all the Shivans follow the same exit vectors?
Negative. The Nyala Todeb and several smaller vessels left the area on another heading about 20 minutes ago. Transmitting it to you now.
Hey,
Oh my god. I know where she's going.
Spill it, Mackie.
Home. The Nyala is going home.
Lieutenant Mackey, are you suggesting that she's headed for the Capella jump node?
Why else would the achievements not stop on their way here? They're not interested in us. We've just been in the way.
This is beginning to make some kind of sense. In that case, what we're fighting here is a diversion.
A diversion.
That's a Raj, Hedapet. Command, request permission to investigate inside of the old Capella node.
Denied, Cypher. We need you here to help deal with a thorn.
But come on.
The answer is no. Focus on dealing with the thorn. We can address this later.
hey,
Apologies, pilots, but there's somewhere we need to be and no time to spare. GTFF Cypher signing off.
Captain, this is insubordination. You have your orders.
To hell with orders. You can have my commission if we're wrong about this. Helm, engage subspace drives.
Hold your position, Cypher. Damn! Pilots, discover your efforts. Bomb is destroyed.
well, you already killed their engines, so it's doing it as a matter of bombing it to bits and pieces.
The thorn tunnel coverage is falling. Keep it up, pilot.
Dear. Be a good idea to get rid of the beam turret. Because
Registering a major hull failure on the primary target. We did it! The Cathon is going down!
Hyper One, we're going to be shredded. And on the main cannon, promise to do something about that.
Oh, right. That one's for the Valhalla.
holy crap.
Son of a bitch.
Wait, what was that? Oh, that was the top-down view.
Even bombers have entered the area. Alpha Wing, provide assistance. Hold on, we're receiving a long-range communication signal. Stand by.
Command, this is a Cypher. I think you might want to take a look at what's going on over here.
Man.
Say again, Cypher. Have you encountered resistance?
There's no time. Scramble the fighters. Scramble everything.
Pilot, stand by. It looks like we're going to have to look into this more closely.
I knew I was right.
Shut up, Mackie. Let's get back to base. Pronto.
You know, I remember the dream near the beginning of this campaign where you had Kylo Thanos in the nebula cloud. And you have... I wonder if this...
Well done, pilots. The Thon has been destroyed, but we have no laurels for you to rest on. The situation is rapidly...
I had a bot to get rid of. Okay. I have banned the bot. I just got rid of the bot. Gosh, it's always that specific site, isn't
Sorry to
it?
shove you into a brand new Hydra and brief you while en route, but we don't have time. It looks like Lieutenant Mackey and the crew of the GTFF Cypher were right, and now we have very little time to act. The SD Narltep and her accompanying fleet were never on a course for Beta Aquila, but were attempting to return home. It now appears that they might just succeed. The SD Thon and the bulk of the Shivan fleet engaged our forces near the Beta Aquila node. We destroyed the Thon and seemed to have the rest of that battle under control, but we may have lost the war. The Derelict is attempting to stabilize the jump node to Capella, which was destroyed 5 years ago when the GTD Nereid was detonated inside the corridor. The explosion destabilized the node and stopped a massive Sheevan fleet from pushing further into GTVA space. From our experience at the new Tau Sigma Sirius corridor, if the Derelict is successful, the door to Capella will once again be flung wide open. We have one last hope, or we will all face annihilation. The GTFF Cypher has engaged the small fleet guarding the Derelict at the remnants of the Capella jump node. She has bought us enough time to rally the GVD Kefrem and the GVCV Estenu to provide support for the GTCV Argentis to make her run. Operation Silver Bullet may still have some life after all. The Cypher has transmitted the coordinates for the Super Destroyer. The Derelict is engaging with her weapons, but not maneuvering. It appears she must remain still in order to summon their own Nosos portal from subspace, and shortly thereafter stabilize the node. Our window of opportunity will be very narrow, and we will only get one shot. In order to make this happen, our first order of business is getting the Cypher to safety. She is presently within beam range of several Sheevan cruisers, and is in a direct firefight with the SCV Tholvu. The Derelict has launched bombers, which are presently bearing down on the frigate. The Cypher is attempting to move out of range of the Derelict, but will need cover as soon as you arrive. The Cypher is transmitting the coordinates of the Derelict directly to the skeleton crew of the Argentis. If she is destroyed, the explosive-laden corvette will not be able to make her run. You must ensure that the Cypher makes it safely out of range of the Derelict or any capital ships in the area. The Kefrem and Estenu will provide fire support against the cruisers. Your task is to intercept any bombers. The Derelict is not unguarded. In addition to her own formidable weaponry, the SC Niagfa and SC Tolsha, a pair of Lilith-class cruisers, flank her. They are armed with exceptionally powerful beam weapons and are guarding her more vulnerable underside. Once the Cypher has made it to safety, the beam weapons of these cruisers are your primary target. Either destroy the turret or destroy the cruiser. Just make sure they cannot fire. The Liliths are a tough nut to crack, so be careful in your choice of action. Additionally, the Derelict rearmost beam weapon has a field of fire that covers her underside. While not as devastating as her principal forward beams, this weapon is as powerful as the lateral cannons and is still a major threat. If the Argentis is to succeed in her mission, this threat must also be eliminated. Once these cannons are eliminated, the Argentis will make her attack run on the Derelict. Keep any stray fighters or bombers clear of her, but be careful. When the Argentis collides with the Super Destroyer, the blast will destroy any small craft in the area. Do what you have to succeed, but come home if you can. I need not stress the consequences of failure, as the reopening of the Capella jump node will spell certain doom for all civilization as we know it. Go with God, pilot.
Damn it. I hate it when I'm right.
No one drives me.
Right.
Let's do this. Cypher, Alpha, Beta, Delta, and Epsilon wings are moving to give you cover. The Tholvu is down. The corvette has been eliminated, but there are still several cruisers out there. Keep it sharp, people.
Thanks, Command. We're managing not too badly. We managed to stay in the Nyarla Hotep's blind spot, but her escort are giving us a bit of trouble. We need to get clear soon, and there are incoming bombers.
Cypher, this is the Kefrem. Targeting cruisers. Get yourself to safety. We will cover you.
Affirmative. Kefrem, we're gonna need to get things cleared up for the Argentis.
At least if it's on us here, we'd be in a lot more trouble than we are now.
You don't call this trouble? Kid, if that ship we stabilize the node, we'll have a lot more than the design to worry about.
We're lucky to have the Kefrem and then even then, don't sound great.
Shut up about God and get to work. I don't gamble. We need to clear the path for the Cypher.
Gatsby's commander is neutralized. The Cypher has been destroyed. Keep up the pressure. The Argentis is standing by. Back to the rear guard, Alpha. Eliminate what's left of the bomber, and then move to take out the beam cannon.
Oh man. Bombers. Can't believe you had my radar range set to 2 kilometers. Bombers, where are the bombers? I feel like I'm not moving at all. Wait,
We're out of range now, Alpha. Get your people in and clear a path for the agenda.
That's one beacon.
yeah, I need to.
Aye, let's blow this bad. She's pissed me off one too many times.
Command, I'm getting a bad feeling about this. We're getting some subspace distortion here. She may be closer to activating the portal than we realize.
Are you sure, Cypher?
Go down. You've almost got it.
Very sure. No full-blown surge. The gate will be arriving at any moment. Get the Argentus ready. We may have to do this hot. Alpha, get on those beams. That's it, Command. The gate is arriving any second now. Tell the Argentus it's now or never.
Affirmative, Cypher. Alpha, do whatever you have to eliminate those beams immediately.
Come on, the Nozzle's arrived.
Where is it?
Two cruisers. She's starting to stabilize.
It's going to be a lot worse if you don't take down those beams, Alpha. The Argentus is on its way. Do it now.
Yeah, that's it. Come on, we did it. The beams are down. Repeat, the beams are down. Agenda's in free pass now.
All remaining pilots, get clear of the blast.
Right. Where is Argentus?
Argentus is in, Command. This is it. We're making our final run.
The Catherine has gone down. Repeat, the Catherine has gone down. Godspeed, Argentus. We will remember you.
Acknowledge. GDCD Argentus. Signing off.
Holy crap!
Make sure our sacrifice is not in vain. We're just hoping you bought us enough time to do this.
There's so many lives were lost in this bloody war. It would better be worth it. Gehenna. Gehenna is going to attack Argentus. You know, I remember for the community, the Harley Productions made a trailer for FSO, for Free Space Open, and in that trailer they show the Argentus ramming the Nyarlathotep here. Brace for impact. Yes, I believe
Yeah, exactly. Pick up my bastard. The Nyarlathotep is destroyed. Mission is successful. Repeat. The Nyarlathotep is an expanding cloud. Mission is successful.
My God, what an explosion!
Congratulations, everyone. We barely made that one. You'll all receive a commendation for this one.
We damn well better. And I will duct tape it to my cockpit.
Understood, Mackie. See you back home. Return to base.
okay, that's the Derelict campaign done. That appears to be the Derelict campaign all done and good. seem to have stopped the Shiva from starting another war in GTVA space once again. But unresolved questions. There's still some unresolved conflicts, like the MTD Origa destroyed and the rogue GTVA faction. Okay. Here we have the credits. Ah yes, every time Ransom are saying Alpha 2. I don't know if I'm saying that properly or not. Hopefully I am. Cobra, Alpha 3. Oh yes, they're Old Guard Hard Light Productions members. Space and Spiff, Alpha 4. Alright, Mongoose, Tau Sigma Station. Redbird, GTVA Command. Get a Robo G, Lieutenant Tom Faulkner. Ionia 23. A lot of people. Gosh. Dunape. Carrier. I don't remember those names. Next. GTNN, Touch on One. Darkblade. I really don't remember. I remember some of those names, but not all of them. Frail 15. This campaign came out before I became part of the Hard Light Productions community. Blaze Russell. Oh man, Blaze Russell did a lot of voices in this campaign. Original concept, John, Agathara, and Crotus. Storyline. Yeah. This must have been one hell of a project. It was like as long as the original Free Space 2 campaign, and it had a heck of a lot more voice lines and lore. Original Safa reskin, HDL, Safa, original Hydra skin, Rodrigo Sticks, Barney. Original voices, Mark Herschel, is that? Are you sure it's not Mark Herschel? Chris Marciano. Original mission testing, Icefire. I remember Icefire. I don't remember Firesplat or Chucker or Griffin UK or Soul Razor or Agatharon or Kellen or Blue Flames or Improc. For creating a game that lets us tell a story, and that is a big part of the reason why people are still putting out content for Free Space 2 even in this day and age. Another big part of the reason is because, Free Space 2 is open source. You have the Free Space 2 source code project. Gosh, this was almost as long as the original Free Space 2 campaign. Gosh, they have a mission called Out of the Dark into the Night, just like in the original Free Space 1. My goodness. Wait, what the heck? What? I was thinking, why the heck could I not view all the ships? Now, this is a very long campaign. Maybe I'll show you how long the original Free Space 2 campaign is. Look at all this. Wow, the Derelict campaign might even be longer. Wow. And after Clash of the Titans 2 is Apocalypse. Yeah, I think Derelict has more missions than the original Free Space 2 campaign. A lot more voice lines too. Oh my goodness. I really like when games allow you to, when the original developers of the game release their source code and allow the fans to do stuff like this with the game. You know, put out allows fans to create their own content, put out new content for the game. That's just amazing generosity on the part of the developers, I think. I decrease the size of this window. Okay, I can still drag it around even if I can still drag the model around. Okay. Yeah. By the way, in order to access that little feature, you press F3 in the main hall, and you get this laboratory where you can look at all the ships and weapons. Select object. It lets you look at all the ships and weapons in the game. Displayed object, ship classes. Here we have the SD Lucifer. You know, Steven fighters and bombers. Oh, yeah. I remember a time from before where these Sheevan's got a visual facelift. They were pretty ugly in low resolution, but thanks to this facelift, it's no longer the case. The HEMA bomber, this thing, for a very long time was using the retail model with upscaled textures. Man. V to reset view. Well, I'm pressing V, but that's not doing anything. So, it took me an hour to finish the Derelict campaign from where I was. Where was the game where's the mission that had the Gorgon cannon in it? Striking the line, I think. Maybe it was striking the line. I can't remember for sure. But I know I get a command briefing, and the Gorgon cannon will appear in the mission briefing.
Excellent.
We're in command.
Okay, that was not it. Striking the law, playing some Sheridan's Gambit. The mission may have been... Sheridan's Gambit may have been the mission with the GTVX Gorgon cannon. That was the mission that reminded me of Wing Commander 3, because the Gorgon cannon is like the behemoth in Wing Commander 3. It's a giant extremely powerful weapon of mass destruction in space. But it wasn't finished, and it could fail at any moment if it go.
10 days ago, the SD... The majority... A standard Nissan bomb.
Okay. Yes, this is definitely the mission with the Gorgon cannon in it. It's like a... It looks like a Zephyrus gas miner with a Nissan bomb strapped to the back of it. Where is the... Launched on Cerberus on the store? Or where is the... Well, I guess they got rid of all the taproot entry access. Oh man. Press F3 to access additional options. Okay. Launch scale factor 3.6. That's silly. That's just silly. Yeah, I set it to 1.5 because I'm playing in 720p. Apparently the fonts are... The font size is based on the window size. Wonder if I'll be able to... Oh man, I can set the briefing icon scale factor. Well, I would not need to go into this if I had SCP UI running, but I remember an option that caused me major severe performance issues when running in 1080p, and that was the shadow quality. I cannot have the shadow quality turned up to maximum, or else my GPU will not be able to handle it. Man. So, that was the Derelict campaign. So I started an off-screen playthrough of Between the Ashes. Man. Would quit the game by now, but 270 frames dropped. That's okay, that's not bad. Yeah, that's really not bad. Oh man, I'm just getting Between the Ashes set up so that I can play it in a 720p window. Okay, we are back. And playing Between the Ashes. Now, I played a bit of Between the Ashes on stream so that I also turned up the font size. Play tutorial. Okay, so this Between the Ashes uses completely new UI system. It's called SCP UI. And that means a whole new tech room. A whole new. You get to look at all the ships from Free Space 1. Get to set the angle here. It is a bit like the ship viewer in Wing Commander Prophecy. But you know, this tech room does not have the. I do wonder if that model is the model they're using for things they don't have yet, things that are not. And there's a bunch of. If I remember, there's a bunch of models that use this one. Oh man. Jade Nemesis, oh man. Amazon Advanced, it's basically a freighter. Man. Ship's weapons and intelligence. Oh man, you get to view the gun models. And all the missile models too, that's interesting. What's the Barracuda? Oh, it's a pursuit and torpedo. No database, there's nothing in that. The Galaxy node map. Oh boy. The Sol system is isolated from everything else. And I'm playing the tutorial campaign. And there's no... Oh, I thought there wasn't a simulator in this mission. There wasn't a simulator with this mod in the SCP-UI, but you can choose between campaign missions, single missions, or bonus missions. Wow. Ozymandias dies. Boy, the Hammer of Light defeat Admiral reflects on the cost. So anyways, let's get into the basic training of Between the Ashes. You know, playing in 720p, and as far as I can tell, I've hadn't had any issues with the... I haven't had any issues with the screen resolution or anything else so far. I'm thankful for that. Greetings, Commander. I'm Admiral Hawkins with the Orion Pilots Academy. I'm writing you regarding your temporary grounded status. Fortunately, I don't have the authority to reinstate you. I certainly would if I could, given your squadron's performance fighting against the Hades Rebellion. For now, the Joint Chief of Staff's position remains that all former Galactic Terran intelligence personnel are to be regarded with suspicion. I do see the merit to their logic. Insurrection was widespread within JTI, and if we can't trust our own intelligence service, we can't trust that former rebels haven't been allowed to go to ground. It's a sensible precaution, but the effect it has on officers such as yourself is deeply unfortunate. I'd like to offer you the opportunity to return to the Academy as a consultant. You'll find it hasn't changed much since your graduation, and I think that's something of a problem. We learned a lot in our wars with the Vasudans and Shivans, and I made modernizing the curriculum an administrative priority. I have a series of simulator modules intended to let pilot cadets drill themselves, and I'd like you to review it. I know sitting in a simulator might not be what you want to be doing, but it would get you off half-pay status. There's actually a fairly generous stipend. I've attached all the relevant paperwork, and I have a transport ready to come fetch you upon its completion. Okay. I accept.
Welcome to Simulated Combat Session SCS-1 Alpha. This simulator module is provided on an experimental basis and has not been approved by the Galactic Terran Alliance. In this module, you will fly a simulation of the GTF Apollo Space Superiority Fighter. You will practice basic targeting and maneuvering controls before engaging in an overview of various standard issue ordnance. Commit to the simulation when ready.
Okay, they did some interesting changes here with the new SCP-UI briefing screen. Like, you don't need to click on the icons, you can just hover over them to see what they are. And you don't even need to look at the objectives. And I like how they remove the buttons when the Lodo selection is unavailable to you. Okay.
Welcome to SCS-1 Alpha, Basic Movement and Targeting. Don't touch the controls until you are told to do so. You will fail this session if you do not follow instructions carefully.
Keep in mind, this is after the Great War, after you got the training in Free Space 1. Maybe it would be a good idea for me to go into 1080p. You change the screen resolution, and how am I going to keep an eye on the chat? But I mean, that text game is paused. It's overflowing the box. Oh, man.
Before we begin, take a look at the left side of the screen. This is the directives list. Directives, controls, and detailed instructions will be shown here.
Forget it, I'm not going to. I'm going to go into...
The first function you will learn is targeting. Target my fighter.
Oh yeah.
In the lower left-hand corner of your
I changed the controls to match the controls in Wing Commander.
HUD is your target view. The top lines display the targeted ship's name and class.
Oh yes, and when your fighter is not moving in this mod between the ashes, you don't get to see the thruster flames. They vanish, they disappear.
It is an Apollo-class fighter much like your own. The next line shows the distance to your target and its speed. Note that my hull integrity is at 100%. Note the brackets around my ship indicating I am your current target. The bracket color indicates my IFF, or identification, friend or foe, status. As I fly out of view,
Where is the radar circle? But... Okay, is the... What about the radar circle? I don't see the radar circle. Do I have to go into 1080p in order to get the radar circle working?
the off-screen indicator will display at the edge of your HUD. The indicator always points at your target. Watch how it moves as I fly around. Notice how the triangles separate as I fly further away. The farther apart they are, the farther you'll have to turn to face your target. Finally, note the number by the indicator. This is the distance to your target. The circular gauge near the bottom of your HUD is the radar. Ships are shown in their IFF color, red for hostile and green for friendly. Ships directly in front of you appear in the radar's center. Use your main flight controller to turn your ship toward mine. Stop when my ship is in your center reticle.
Okay, there's the radar circle. I didn't think for a second I thought it wasn't working.
In that position while I move. Now turn toward my ship again.
That's your
Next,
speed.
you will learn throttle controls. Follow me this way and match my speed.
Okay.
Good. Now follow me. Note how your throttle setting automatically changes to match your speed with mine.
Okay.
To the left of the reticle is the speed gauge. The capital M next to the current speed indicates that you are matching speed with your target. The line next to it shows your throttle setting.
But it's a
Use your
small M.
acceleration key to move to within 75 meters of me. Do not collide with my ship. Good. Now decelerate to drop 200 meters behind me. Well done. Now let's practice using the afterburner. Engage your
Watch
afterburner
this.
now, cadet. The gauge to the left of your speed gauge displays your remaining afterburner reserve. Note that your engines consume it rapidly. Tapping the afterburner control in quick pulses tends to yield the best results. That extra speed is useful for quick, evasive maneuvers and closing large distances, but is a poor fit for cruising. Maintain your maximum top speed by maxing out your throttle. Now come to a complete stop by cutting your throttle.
Watch this. The engine flames are gonna
Ares
disappear.
1 has just warped in. Target it. You may also try using the nearest hostile targeting control.
Okay.
Good. Now fly within 100 meters of it, then come to a stop. You can either maximize and then cut the throttle again, or hold down the acceleration key and then come to a stop by releasing it. Either way, your afterburner will help close the distance.
Okay. Not sure. Okay.
Well done. I'm unlocking your weapons now, but hold your fire until I say otherwise. Your weapons loadout is displayed to the right of your reticle. Primary cannons are listed above your secondary missile banks. Fire your primary weapon at Ares 1. Hit it a few times, but do not destroy it. The hull integrity of your target is displayed near the center of your HUD. Notice that it has dropped from 100%. This information is also available in the upper right corner of your target view. Now let's learn how to switch and link your primary weapons banks. Your fighter has 2 sets of Avenger cannons. Currently, you are only firing one of them. We'll change that in just a moment. Use your primary weapon selector to toggle either, or both, cannons to fire. Firing both primaries will inflict more damage but will also drain more energy from your fighter's reserves. Select both of your Avengers now. Now destroy Ares 1 with your linked Avenger cannons. Well done. Note that different types of primary cannons can be linked. Now let's take a closer look at some more targeting controls and your secondary weapons. 2 more drones have arrived. You have a targeting control which enables you to acquire the nearest hostile target. Using the control repeatedly will cycle through hostile targets in order of their proximity. Try it now. That control can help you acquire your targets quickly, a vital skill in combat. Note that the shift key can be used with most targeting controls to cycle targets in reverse order. We will learn many more targeting controls in future simulations. Use your secondary weapon selector to arm your bank of Fury missiles. Good. Furies are dumb-fire projectiles. These warheads have no homing system, so they'll fly in the direction in which they are fired. For this reason, they are most effective at close range. Unless your aim is very precise, hitting targets at a distance with the Fury may be difficult. However, they make up for it in power. Now, destroy Ares 2 with your Fury missiles. Close your distance if you need to, and make sure to destroy the correct drone.
Right.
Well done. The Fury may not be as accurate as a heat or aspect-seeking missile, but a volley of Furies will quickly pulverize an enemy fighter.
I don't really like the...
Now use your secondary weapon selector to arm your interceptor missiles. These are aspect seekers, and require a target lock in order to fire. Now with your interceptors still selected, target Ares 3. Do not fire until told to do so. Notice the red indicator moving towards your target. That's the aspect diamond. Once it has moved onto your target, you'll see the lock indicator. This indicates your interceptors are locked and ready to fire. Now, fire your interceptors and destroy that drone. Note how fast the interceptor moves. They deliver quite a payload. Excellent job. Note the countdown timer in your weapons gauge. A missile can only be fired every few seconds. Also note that most aspect seekers become much slower and won't turn if they are fired before lock has been attained. Now, let's end off by applying what you've learned at the beginning of this session. A waypoint will display on your HUD. Target and fly towards it. Once you are within 25 meters of the waypoint, a new one will appear nearby.
Turn down the music a bit. I muted the microphone because people are speaking in the background.
This process will repeat several times. Utilize the off-screen indicator, the radar, and your afterburner to fly to each new waypoint as quickly as possible. You will start when the waypoint spawns. Some wings and ships may sometimes have special targeting hotkeys to help you find them more quickly. Use the control to target the waypoint.
Okay. Okay, she said that pumping my afterburner some quick bursts, it's more effective. I better learn to do that, and I better get used to it. Okay.
Let's make this more interesting. I'm loading an asteroid field into the simulation.
Right.
You can shoot the asteroids if they get in your way.
Man, it's nothing like blowing up a bunch of roids. Man. Man. You can see that if I pump my afterburners like that, I get I go like
Here's some cargo containers for
speed
you to avoid. You
between
may destroy them if you like.
I get speed between my maximum speed setting and my I get a speed that is between my regular cruise speed settings and my
The finish
afterburner
line is
speed.
inside the Arcadia installation. Fly through its central hull.
I remember that there was this, about the Arcadia. I remember that there was this huge debate between whether that hole in the center should be a hexagon or a circle, but the artist cleverly combined the hexagon and circle like that.
Well done. In a combat situation, you may need to rapidly switch targets and respond to new threats. Reaction time and situational awareness are key to your survival. This concludes Module SCS-1 Alpha. Most sorties will end with an order to return to base. Do not leave the field of engagement until you have been authorized to do so. Your navigation computer will be programmed with the proper coordinates. All you need to do is engage your subspace drive. Practice with your thruster controls until you feel confident, then jump out to end the simulation.
Well, I feel like destroying these cargo things because I just want to have a bit of fun. Also Between the Ashes has quite a few features that and keyboard controls that you need to use from time to time. Between the Ashes has quite a few keyboard controls that you'll need to use from time to time. I set there's even a control to activate the headlights if you ever need them. I haven't come to a point in the campaign where you would need to use the headlights, but maybe there's a part where you go inside an asteroid or something and you need to use the headlights in there, find something. Or just everything where there's a mission where everything becomes invisible. I Evil Jungle Prince 999. Oh yeah, this is the training, one of the training missions for Between the Ashes campaign for Free Space 2. My goodness, Between the Ashes adds so many features. Is this an already? Yes it is, it's called Between the Ashes for Free Space 2. My goodness, Between the Ashes adds so many. If you don't set up these controls, the mod will bug you to set them up at the main menu, like remote trigger, drop tertiary payload, ECM action, context action, toggle headlights. Those are all the new features that Between the Ashes adds. I need to... My goodness.
You have completed Simulated Combat Session SCS-1 Alpha. Well done. If you would like to repeat this simulation, you may schedule additional simulator time from your terminal in the barracks. Otherwise, report to your ready room to begin briefing for the next simulation.
Great.
Welcome to Simulated Combat Session SCS-1 Beta. This simulator module is provided on an experimental basis and has not been approved by the Galactic Terran Alliance. In this module, you will fly a simulation of the GTF Ulysses Light Superiority Fighter. You will begin with a review of weapon controls and an introduction to the various fire modes available. You will practice attacking stationary targets. Subsequently, you will intercept a wing of Amazon-class training drones, then engage armed variants of the same drones. Commit to the simulation when ready.
And also, as you can see in the briefings, if you just hover over the icons in the briefing, you can see what ship classes they are. And also, I'm not sure how good of a design decision it was to have those up and down arrows instead of a scroll bar, but well, I don't know how long those briefing sections could get, but also they noticed the lack of buttons here. There is no buttons to choose your loadout there, and I like how they got rid of those buttons. I like how they don't show those buttons if the mission doesn't let you choose your loadout. Great. Let's continue into the training.
Welcome to SCS-1 Beta, Combat Training. In this simulation, you will learn weapon controls and dogfighting tactics. An Elysium-class transport has been added to the simulation. Obtain aspect lock on it. Try using your target object under reticle control this time. Good. Fire a single interceptor missile at the transport. You may also want to match its speed.
Okay. Yeah, they covered aspect lock in the previous mission.
Your secondary banks can be set to fire 1 or 2 missiles at a time.
Okay.
Enable dual fire mode now. Good. Now fire 2 interceptors. Set your missiles back to single fire mode. Now we'll practice with the disruptor cannon. The disruptor is an anti-subsystem weapon, typically used to disable engine systems and disarm turrets. Arm your disruptor, and only your disruptor. Good. Target the transport's engine subsystem. Get within weapon range, then open fire on the transport's engine with your disruptor. Stop when it shows as disabled in your target view.
Okay. Gosh, Being the Ashes really adds there's a lot of really interesting missions in Between the Ashes, so in order to allow that, they...
Now destroy the transport's weapon subsystem. If the subsystem is marked with a diamond, this means the transport's hull is in the way. Move in front of the transport until it becomes a square.
Oh, man. Okay. Let's kill the weapon system.
Transports and warships are armed with turrets. Destroying their weapon control centers will impair their accuracy, but not stop the turrets from firing. Elysium transports have only a single turret. Target it now. Good. Now disarm the transport with your disruptor. As with normal subsystems, turrets are marked with a square if they're within your line of fire, and a diamond if they aren't. That's enough attacking subsystems for now. Arm your Avenger, and only the Avenger. Destroy the transport. No mercy for rectangular boxes.
No mercy for rectangular boxes indeed. Show no mercy. I don't know why it's bouncing off the transport like that. But, I don't know if that's supposed to be bullets ricocheting off the transport or something like that. But
transports have been added to the simulation. The ISIS is the Empire's analog of our Elysium, but sacrifices cargo space for a second turret. Target them with the target closest friendly control. Take a look at your target view. Notice that these transports' cargo shows as unknown. That means you can scan them. Close to within 150 meters and keep your target within your center reticle to scan it. This transport appears legitimate. Now scan the other two. Again, use the target closest friendly control.
Alright. Now, Hammer of Light officers.
This transport is carrying Hammer of Light terrorists. Switch to disruptors, target the engines, and disable it before it can escape.
I'll try my best to get the engines. Goodness, why is the might not be able to get the engine, so just that on the higher difficulty levels you'll obviously need to avoid the shots
Hammer of
because
Light transport has been disabled. Normally, we'd deploy a capture team. This time, I'll just delete the transports from the simulation. I'm sure you noticed the ISIS's turrets returning fire. The Vasudan Navy's affinity for heavily armed transports was a thorn in our side during the 14 Years' War. Even after the ceasefire, Hammer of Light terrorists continue to make effective use of these ships. Before we begin the combat section of this simulation, I'd like to review primary linking. Arm both your Avenger and Disruptor. Good. Fire a few shots into empty space. Now arm your Avenger only. Fire a few more shots. Observe the effect on your rate of fire. As you can see, linking your primaries causes both banks to fire at roughly 3/4 their usual rate. Linking yields higher damage over time, but can make it harder to hit smaller, more agile targets. Always be mindful of your current weapon configuration. I've created a wing of unarmed drones. They won't attack or try to defend themselves, but will evade when you get too close. Remember to use your hostile targeting control or auto-targeting as you attack Pisces Wing. Observe the indicators in front of your target. These indicate where you should fire to hit the target based on its current velocity.
Free Space 2. My favorite video game in my childhood is Wing Commander Prophecy. This game is similar to Free Space 2 in that you fly around space and shoot aliens, but...
Well done. You'll now come under attack by multiple waves of armed drones. I've restored your secondary ammunition. Defend yourself.
Wing Commander Prophecy is a game like this where you fly around in space and shoot aliens, but Free Space 2 also does its own thing, where the missions are smaller, but your wingmen, Wing Commander, where the missions are bigger, or like they cover a bigger area and could go on for much longer. In Free Space, the missions are generally in a place in a small area, and but in Free Space you're given command over a lot more wingmen and resources than you would in Wing Commander. In Wing Commander you have command over only your wing. That's probably why one big reason why it's called Wing Commander is because you have command over your people in your wing. And you gotta get away from them. another big difference between Free Space and Wing Commander is that in Free Space, the wingmen are like the nameless. The wingmen aren't really anything special, unless you're playing a campaign, character-focused campaign like Blue Planet, where they actually have memorable characters as wingmen.
That's all we have to go over today. Initiate subspace to end this simulation.
Well, Wing Commander, or your wingmen, all your wingmen are memorable characters, and they're generally able to hold their own in a fight. But in Free Space 2, you can't really. Your wingmen aren't.
Completed Simulated Combat Session SCS-1 Beta. Well done. If you would like to repeat this simulation, you may schedule additional simulator time from your terminal in the barracks. Otherwise, report to your ready room to begin briefing for the next simulation.
Okay, like I was saying, the wingmen and Wing Commander can generally hold their own for a while, but Free Space and Free Space 2, your wingmen are not really as capable of holding their own, unfortunately. But you also get to call in reinforcements in Free Space and Free Space 2. But calling in reinforcements will reduce your score, but maybe it may be necessary sometimes. It don't really always, because...
Welcome to Simulated Combat Session SCS-1 Gamma. This simulator module is provided on an experimental basis and has not been approved by the Galactic Terran Alliance. In this module, you will fly a simulation of the GTF Valkyrie intercept fighter. The Valkyrie is typically employed as a convoy escort, destroying enemy bombs and bombers before they can reach their targets. However, its high maneuverability and powerful reactor make it equally adept at surgical strikes to destroy enemy warship turrets. You will practice both roles today while escorting a simulated GTC Fenris-class strike cruiser. You will also learn how to request rearm and repair in battle. Commit to the simulation when ready.
Okay, well...
Welcome to SCS-1 Gamma, Escort Training. In this simulation, you will practice interacting with warships in both an escort and surgical strike capacity. You may notice some new weapons in your loadout. The Banshee is an electromagnetic weapon offering excellent shield damage. With high power draw and only moderate effectiveness against hull armor, the Banshee is best coupled with a generalist weapon like the Avenger. Many bombers rely on heavy shields, making the Banshee a natural choice for interceptor pilots. Use it to punch a hole through enemy shields before switching to another weapon. The Phoenix 5 is a long-ranged aspect-seeking missile. With high marks for range and damage and an advanced tracking system, the Phoenix 5 excels at destroying enemy strike craft before they come close enough to return fire. While typically employed against bombers, the Phoenix is also effective against fighters and subsystems. It suffers from a relatively long lock time and a brief delay while its guidance computer initializes, making it ineffective in a dogfight. I've added an Amazon drone to the simulation. Destroy it with a Phoenix missile.
Oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say there. With comparisons between Free Space and Wing Commander, the mission... Wing Commander, you have memorable characters.
I'm adding a larger drone now. Acquire aspect lock on its engine subsystem.
Oh my goodness, they're not really giving me much time to talk about stuff like this.
Disable Pisces 2. A single Phoenix 5 should do the trick.
Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Good. Good. Notice how Pisces 2 is marked as disabled on your target view. Now destroy Pisces 2. Try using both your Banshee and Avenger and compare how they perform.
Okay, the Avenger seems to be doing a good amount of damage to Pisces 2. Yeah, the Banshee is not... It's not weakening the hull as quickly as the Avenger. Yeah. Let me show you what happens when you turn the headlights on and off with the external view.
Now that you're familiar with your weapons, I'm adding the GTC Heroic to the simulation. I've also restored your missiles. Important ships are tracked on your escort list. Target the Heroic with your escort targeting control. The Heroic is a Fenris-class strike cruiser. Unlike the defensively oriented Leviathan, the Fenris is fast, but relatively fragile. Allied pilots are often called on to protect them. Form up on the Heroic now. I suggest matching speeds with the Heroic. The first enemies will arrive momentarily.
And they refill my
A
loadout.
special targeting control is available to find ships attacking your target. With the Heroic targeted, try it now. Good. Now destroy Gemini Wing.
Oh man, but keep in mind that it's better to pump the afterburners rather than to it's better to use the afterburners like this rather than using the afterburners like I was using them.
Allowed to civilian operators. The Alliance would like to outlaw them to keep them out of pirate hands for the time being. They still fulfill an important role holding back hammer of light raiders. 4 Falcons, designated Bury, have arrived. Set your Phoenix 5s to double fire mode and snipe them at range. Make sure you have auto-targeting enabled, and use your Banshee to destroy their shields.
Oh man, in a real mission you won't be able to refill. You won't get automatic magical missile reloads. These things are quite heavily armed. They carry heavy dumbfire missiles and heavy dumbfire.
Before we proceed to the next phase, let's resupply your fighter with missiles. This time, I won't do simulator magic. Instead, you're going to call in a support ship. Open your comms board and call for rearm. Come to a complete stop and wait for the support ship to dock. If you want to monitor its progress, a special control is available. Since the ceasefire with the Parliamentary Vasudan Empire, our Centaur-class support ship and their Scarab have been made mutually compatible. During joint operations, you may be rearmed by a Scarab.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. By the way, I am not using a mainstream PNG tuber program. I am using a plugin for OBS to do my PNG tuber stuff. You can see which plugin I'm using in the credits section.
Support ships can also repair your subsystems, but cannot repair your hull. Once called in, support ships will generally wait nearby until they're needed again. To be polite, let's tell this one to depart.
Man. You could also use the shift.
Return to escort position alongside the Heroic. Use the escort targeting control if you need help finding it. I'm going to create some tsunami bombs to attack the Heroic. Use the bomb targeting control to target them, and shoot them down with your Avengers. Setting your throttle to 1/3 can make this easier.
Oh my goodness, they are Those are really huge shockwaves. Better stay the hell away from them. Or else my fighter might get... My goodness. Why? Why am I not hitting? Well, there are... Well, the torpedoes in this game. There's a certain amount of time that There's a certain amount of time that you can have these these torpedoes can spend without taking damage. That is, they are invincible for a certain period of time. Usually, how long they're invincible for is...
the Heroic's plasma turrets helping you shoot down bombs. Knowing how to effectively attack turrets is a hallmark of a skilled bomber pilot, and a task which fighters are often called upon to help with. We'll go over this momentarily. I've reset the Heroic's hull integrity to full, along with yours. We're about to be attacked by a wing of Zeus bombers. They'll launch tsunami bombs, just like before. The Heroic can intercept their bombs, but will need your help against the bombers. Tier Wing is arriving. Set your Phoenix missiles to dual fire and try to snipe one of them. Then use your afterburners to close the distance. Remember to use your Banshees against their shields.
Me too. It's quite heavy firepower coming at the Heroic. It reminds me though, Heroic Games Launcher is thing. Energy low.
All Zeus bombers destroyed. Well done. Again, I've reset your hull integrity.
Well did Heroic fare against these bombers?
You've already seen the subsystem targeting control and turret targeting control. Target the Heroic, then its mortar turret. Well done. You'll typically use this control to target turrets you plan on attacking. There's another control to target the subsystem or turret under your center reticle. Use it to target the Heroic's radar dish. Now use the same control to target the Heroic's mortar turret again.
Okay, I did that.
You're about to put these controls to good use.
I guess an enemy capital ship is going to jump in.
A hostile Leviathan cruiser, the Villainous, has come on sensors. A Leviathan is tougher than a Fenris, so we'll need to even the odds. Use your Phoenix missiles to destroy the Villainous weapon subsystem.
Right. You know, if I was in charge of these simulator missions, I would tweak them just a little bit, cut out a bit of the fat and, you know, stuff like, stuff that isn't really needed.
Remember that destroying a warship's weapon system will degrade its turret's accuracy, but not stop them altogether. Destroy the Villainous mortar turret.
Yeah. You know, I noticed that the lock graphic, you know, I think I can just kill the mortar turret with my guns. Phoenix visors.
The Villainous is retreating
Incredible
into
weapons.
subspace, and this sector of space is secure for now. Well done. Enter subspace to end this simulator session when ready.
Okay.
You have completed Simulated Combat Session SCS-1 Gamma. Well done. If you would like to repeat this simulation, you may schedule additional simulator time from your terminal in the barracks. Otherwise, report to your ready room to begin briefing for the next simulation.
So I've been trying to save up this month. Good grief, Twitch is really good at making you spend your money and make you feel guilty for not spending your money.
Welcome to Simulated Combat Session SCS-1 Delta. This simulator module is provided on an experimental basis and has not been approved by the Galactic Terran Alliance. In this module, you will fly a simulation of the GTF Loki reconnaissance fighter. The Loki was originally developed by the GTI's Hades Rebellion as a stealth fighter. While its stealth capability was cracked during the insurrection, its shrouded engines and low-emission jump drive make it an effective reconnaissance platform. This module focuses on advanced flight systems. You will learn to break missile lock and to divert power between your weapons, shields, and engines. These power shunts are an invaluable skill while operating high-intensity fighters like the Valkyrie and Loki. Commit to the simulation when ready. Welcome to SCS-1 Delta, Advanced Training. In this simulation, you will learn to transfer power between ship systems and break enemy missile lock. Let's begin by reviewing weapon energy. Arm your Banshee cannon and fire a few rounds.
Oh yeah.
Observe how your weapon capacitors recharge from your reactor. This is a passive process that doesn't normally require your attention. However, when using weapons with high power draw, like the Banshee, it can be helpful to divert additional reactor power. Your Energy Transfer System, or ETS gauge, shows the current power distribution between your weapons, shields, and engines. Divert all available energy to weapons. Good. Observe how your weapon energy recharges more quickly. Diverting energy has no effect on damage, but allows for longer sustained fire. Now route all available energy away from weapons. Good. Observe that your weapon capacitors no longer regenerate, and the energy has been balanced between your shield and engine systems. Before we go any further, reset your ETS. You can do that manually, but there's a dedicated control for it as well. Try it now. I've placed a waypoint on your escort list. Set your throttle to full, engage your afterburner, and fly towards it. Remember to pulse your afterburner for maximum efficiency. Good. Now, direct all available energy to engines.
Yeah, my afterburners recharge faster.
I moved the waypoint back over here. As you fly back, pay attention to the effect your ETS settings have on your speed and afterburner recharge rate.
Another very minor difference between Wing Commander and Free Space is that you don't have...
Fly around and observe the difference. Reset your ETS when you're ready to move on.
Yeah, I go slower. My afterburners don't recharge at all. Wing Commander, you don't have afterburners that recharge, but you have a specific amount of afterburner fuel, and the Wing Commander, you have a set amount of afterburner fuel, and...
For this next part, I'm going to drain your shield energy. Observe how it regenerates over time. The shield setting on your ETS influences how quickly your shields regenerate. At the minimum setting, your shields will not regenerate at all. Try it now. Route all energy to shields and observe how quickly they regenerate.
Oh, cool. The Wing Commander does not have...
with shields, but first, reset your ETS one last time. Fighter shields are derived from captured Shivan technology. This gives them a number of poorly understood quirks. Most notably, you may have noticed that your shield is divided into 4 quadrants. Each shield quadrant regenerates independently. Observe what happens as I drain your forward shields. Shields breached. You can also redirect energy between shield quadrants. I have drained 3 of your shield quadrants. Direct all shield energy to the rear. Now direct all shield energy to port. Similar shunts are available for forward and starboard. Lastly, you can equalize all 4 quadrants. Try it now.
I don't really use
Well done. One last note about shields. They do not function in subspace. This was a key factor in the destruction of the Shivan Lucifer, the only known shielded warship to date. I've added a Canberra-class tactical carrier, the Thug, to the simulation. The Canberra is an open-source design developed to give security contractors leverage against Shivan fighters. Since the end of the Shivan incursion, they're mostly used by law enforcement and pirates. The Thug's missile launchers will help us practice evasion. A combination of sharp maneuvers and anti-missile countermeasures are the most effective way to break enemy missile lock. Deploy a countermeasure now.
Oh man.
I'm about to switch the Thug's IFF to hostile. When it...
You know, another difference between Wing Commander and Free Space. In Wing Commander you only had 2 shield sections. That was the forward and rear. Well, in Wing Commander 1 and Wing Commander 2 and Wing Commander Prophecy, Wing Commander 3 and 4 you had... I think I remember you having side shield sections in Wing Commander 3 and 4 as well, but you couldn't do what you can do with shields in Free Space. You can't do it in Wing Commander. You can't redirect shield energy in Wing Commander like you can in Free Space. But that would have been really helpful against the... if you could have redirected shield energy in Wing Commander, that would have been really useful for taking on bombers, I must say.
Fires missiles at you. Hit your afterburners and deploy countermeasures until they lose lock. The closer the missile, the more effective your countermeasures.
Yes. The missiles are represented by triangles on your HUD. And if they...
Stay within 1 kilometer of the Thug.
Yes, and the length of the pin at the end of the triangle tells you how far away the missile is. Yes. Yes, sometimes you can evade the missiles without the evaded thing showing up.
Well done. I've reset your hull and countermeasures to full. You may choose to practice again or move on to the next phase.
Okay.
Note that countermeasures, like missiles, can be resupplied by a support ship. Lastly, we'll go over some advanced weapons. Obtain aspect lock on the Thug.
Also note that
Good. The Hornet Swarm missile doesn't track targets quite as well as the Interceptor, but inflicts heavy damage. This makes it a viable choice in a dogfight and in an anti-shipping role. It's often equipped by the Hercules assault fighter and Apollos in an offensive role. Set your Hornets to single fire mode and fire a volley at the Thug. Switch to double fire mode and fire another volley. Observe the volume of fire.
Even in single fire mode, the Hornets
We have just one more thing to go over. Arm your flail rifle.
cause shockwaves. They cause shockwaves even in single fire mode.
The flail is an unusual weapon. It inflicts moderate shield damage, but is mostly of interest for its kinetic effect. Use your flail to push me into the thug's rear hangar. I've moved the waypoint to a good firing spot.
This will take some doing, but it's kind of fun, kind of interesting. Pushing the instructor into the hangar bay using the flail rifle. Good. Also, the number key is okay. The view key, it would be in the view keys. Wait, where's keypad 1? That's the key that I was pressing in order to see control config miscellaneous. Where's keypad? Okay, target padlock view. That's the control I'm pressing in order to do line up the instructor in the hangar bay. Okay.
Well done.
I got it.
In battle, linking the flail with a conventional cannon can be an effective way to prevent an enemy fighter from retaliating. Sustained flail fire can also strip away a target's shields, making them even easier prey. That's all we have to go over today. Initiate subspace to end this simulation.
Is that the end of the training missions in free space in Between the Ashes?
You have completed simulated...
I guess it isn't. What else do we have to go over? Command training, oh yeah.
Welcome to Simulated Combat Session SCS-2 Alpha. This simulator module is provided on an experimental basis and has not been approved by the Galactic Terran Alliance. In this module, you will learn to coordinate with Allied assets in battle. I will act as your wingmate in a simulated convoy escort. Commit to the simulation when ready.
I had to get rid of a bot there. No, one of those bots.
Welcome to SCS-2 Alpha, Command Training. In this simulation, you will learn to coordinate with Allied assets in battle. The first order you'll learn is requesting cover. Open your comms board, select ships, and then Alpha 2. Finally, select Cover Me. Check your directive list for the details. If you make a mistake, press Escape to close it.
I must say...
Good. A drone is arriving. Order me to attack it.
See, it's kind of confusing, I'm not used to this order wheel in the comm menu. It's a bit confusing for me.
Well done. How did it feel to order your first kill? Usually, you'll give orders to ships already in the mission, but sometimes you can call in others. You've already seen how to call in support ships. This time, you'll call in reinforcements. Open your comms board, select reinforcements, and call in Beta Wing.
Yeah. Between the Ashes there's this feature where when a ship is stopped, the thruster flames will vanish. The thruster flames will disappear.
We're going to run a simulated convoy escort. 3 cargo ships have been added to the simulation. Add each of them to your escort list.
Okay.
Usually, your flight computer will detect and register important ships, but adding and removing them from the list is sometimes useful. You can also track all ships in the battle space and assign custom hotkeys to them.
Okay. Let's... Okay, how do I assign the ship to the hotkey? Just double click the ship.
Order me to
Okay.
protect either of the Poseidon-class freighters. Then, use the Wings option to tell Beta Wing to protect the Elysium-class transport. Poseidons have much tougher defenses, so the Elysium can use the help.
Well, the Poseidon has a really weak hull, but it's... Okay, yeah, Alpha 2. Ooh. Okay. You know, I was using the... You can also use the shift key used to order wings and ships to do stuff.
The convoy is starting to move.
Okay, I'll show you. Messaging keys. Shift. Those are all the orders that you can issue with a shift key.
Form up and join the escort. You may want to use your afterburner to close the distance.
Right. Also, turn on auto-targeting and auto-match speed. That would be a good idea.
A pirate scout has arrived to spy on the convoy. Open your comms board and order all fighters to attack it.
Well, why don't I join it with them? Get rid of her stupid little peeping Tom. Get rid of that stupid little peeping Tom before he...
Your wingmates are returning to their previously assigned orders. Once they're in position, we'll start the next phase of this
Are they
situation.
now?
I've unlocked
I
your
didn't
weapons.
really know that.
Work with your wingmates to keep pirates away from the convoy. Our fighters cannot be destroyed, but will be temporarily knocked out upon taking critical damage. Pirate fighters have arrived.
Oh man.
Pirate fighters have arrived.
I should take care of the other wings that my wing are not taking care of. Okay. On Alpha 2. Need to attack that one. Come on. Come on, aim. I'm supposed to be. And I thought I was at least half decent at aiming at these guys.
Use your bomb targeting control to find them, and reassign guard orders as needed.
Although the Poseidon freighters have very heavy turret loadouts, they have very weak hulls. Oh my goodness.
A convoy ship has fallen below 50% hull integrity. Check your escort list and reassign guard orders as needed.
Okay. Alpha 2. Beta, you're protecting the... You're protecting the Elysium Beta 2.
The pirate command ship has jumped in to attack the convoy. Your wingmates have been restored to full hull integrity and ammunition. Order them to disarm the Kingpin. You can also...
Okay, what's the key to order a disarm? Messaging keys. Okay, disarm is Shift
destroy
Z.
subsystem order to call attacks on individual subsystems.
Okay. Okay, is there a turret that's in view here? Yes. Well, there's that missile launcher. I don't really like how the Apollo's missile launcher positions are. They're not really suitable for Fury Dumbfire missile. They're not really suitable for Dumbfire missiles, in my opinion. Unless you really know how to aim your Dumbfire. It's a big one. It's low on missiles. Trying to link my primary guns here. Okay. Oh, there's another. Well, there's another instance where I happen to be.
We deploy a capture transport, but since this is a simulation, let's have some fun. Order all fighters to destroy the Kingpin.
Right. Shift A, E3. Shift A to order for them to destroy this thing. 3 to select all fighters. Oh yeah. Phoenix. Using the Phoenix 5. I don't know how they disable don't know how they hide the engine flames when the ship is not moving, but I would like to take a look at that. Perhaps they're using the Lewis script
Well done.
perhaps they're using the Lewis script to do that.
Session when ready.
Phase 2 has a nice Lewis scripting API. You can do all sorts of fancy things with the Lewis
You
scripting.
have completed Simulated Combat Session SCS-2 Alpha. Your success in this operation means you may have a future in command. Well done. If you would like to repeat this simulation, you may schedule additional simulator time from your terminal in the barracks.
Okay. Just gonna take a drink quickly here.
Welcome to Simulated Combat Session SCS-2 Beta. This simulator module is provided on an experimental basis and has not been approved by the Galactic Terran Alliance. In this module, you will fight waves of enemy strikecraft and practice your combat skills. Unlike previous sessions, you may choose.
Okay. This is a nice lower selection screen. Let's see what we got here. Banshee, Ian Avengers, good. Cool. I like how the Fury I like using the Fury missiles on a Valkyrie because of how the Valkyrie's missile launchers are placed. They're placed really close to the cockpit, which means you get a nice. You don't have to really aim that much in order for your dumbfire missiles to hit.
Welcome to SCS-2 Beta, Combat Gauntlet. In this simulation, you will fight waves of simulated enemy strikecraft. I will act as your wingmate. Begin by ordering me to cover you.
Okay. I believe Shift C is
Let's
to
get
cover.
warmed up. A wing of drones is arriving. I recommend enabling auto-targeting.
Okay. I turned on auto target and auto match speed. Okay. Wonder why we weren't given. Man, it's kind of fun to do that, but could be really dangerous on the higher difficulties.
Well done. Next, we'll face some Mustang fighters. These are older fighters, mostly operated by private security groups, but some find their way into pirate hands. Remember to use your afterburner or countermeasures to break missile lock.
Often have to use both, I
My
think.
fighter cannot be destroyed, but I will be removed from combat if I take critical damage. A wing of Shrike interceptors is arriving. Like the Mustang, this is an older design mostly fielded by security contractors and pirates. They are highly agile, so consider unlinking your primaries.
No, I think I remember they used ship designs, very old mods for Free Space 2. I remember these ship designs from some very old mods for Free Space 2 that they came out back about 2007.
You're doing well. Remember to avail yourself of the support
2008, 2009. Oh yes, I actually do need
the ceasefire remains in effect,
ship now.
ships of the Parliamentary Vasudan Navy are not valid targets. However, the Hammer of Light terrorists, also known as the HOL or Holly, operate the same classes. For this next phase, we will practice against HOL ships. A wing of Anubis fighters is arriving. These are roughly comparable to the Terran Mustang. Destroy Ares' wing.
Yeah. Come on.
Well done. Now, let's up the stakes. The Thoth is the Vasudan analog of the Ulysses. Ever since the Hammer captured the SAR shipyards in Altair, the Thoth has been their fighter of choice. Destroy Aquarius Wing.
Oh boy. That's quite an achievement for a terrorist group capturing shipyards. Capturing military shipyards. Goodness. Wait, why is auto-targeting turned off?
We'll be attacked by Seth assault fighters and Horus interceptors. Keep your wits about you and stay agile, and you'll do fine.
Okay, I got this one. Nice. I think that was a lucky shot more than anything else. So you don't really have to aim that. You really don't have to aim to get your Fury Dumbfire missiles to hit when you're flying a Valkyrie like this. Man. Oh yeah. That took a while.
All Hammer of Light targets eliminated. Well done. Remember, in the field, always check IFF before engaging unknown Vasudan ships. Any action which endangers the ceasefire will spell a quick end for your career. You have successfully completed this training. However, there is an optional epilogue available, should you wish to further test your skills. If you elect to continue, your hull and ammunition will be restored to full. It is believed that some remnants of the GTI rebellion have joined up with pirate outfits to avoid arrest. We will attack a simulation of one such unit. Our target, the antagonist, is a Prominence-class gunship. These are commonly used by both lawful and unlawful paramilitary groups. It's quite far away, so we'll attack it through subspace. Jump when ready.
Okay. Yeah, I can see the shields aren't up. The shields are down right now because they're in subspace.
The antagonist is dead ahead. 2 Lokis have arrived to escort it. The attack is yours to command.
I wish I could order my wingman to attack the wing instead of the individual ship, but it's like even my wingman is having difficulty attacking that one. Just me, or am I not hitting anything with my missiles? I'm probably not hitting anything with my missiles.
Target the antagonist's missile launchers or weapons subsystem with aspect-seeking missiles to disarm it from range.
I don't have any aspect-seeking missiles, but... yeah. Okay, looks like I am within range of the... Okay, where's the other missile launcher? Hey, it's there. Did I even destroy that one? Oh, I know I destroyed that one. I saw the debris. Come on, help me out here. Help me destroy this thing.
Weapon energy low.
Okay. Just lowering my shield, but I need the extra firepower for the... Alright, I remember the Avenger destroys hulls more quickly. It would be a good idea to just use the Avenger.
The antagonist has been destroyed. Clear the blast zone. That's one less pirate gang for the universe to worry about. Well done. The GTD Triumphant has arrived to celebrate your victory. Land in the Triumphant's fighter bay when you're ready.
Okay, let's target the fighter bay. Target the fighter bay, and let's go.
You have completed Simulated Combat Session SCS-2 Beta. Well done. This concludes this series of simulations.
Right. Congratulations, you passed the tutorial, and now you know everything you need to know to enjoy Between the Ashes. Enter the campaign room and select one of our campaigns. We recommend starting with Mephistophel, a pair of missions starring a pirate with an unexpected impact on the larger story. Man. I like how it shows the campaign name right here. Okay. So how about I just restarted the campaign. Just G to target nearest ship. Oh yeah, I like how it shows the hints here. That's a feature that a lot of modern games are.
Our clients have just given the go-ahead for our next stop. The objective is a collection of ancient archaeological specimens held on the Golnara Research Station in the Antares system. Our mission is to liberate these artifacts and turn them over to our employers at a secure rendezvous point. The boss has assembled the appropriate personnel for the job, and you've been chosen to lead the flight. Listen good, because we won't have time to go over this in mission. The strike force consists of Elysium-class transports Zebalia and Liquilade, as well as 4 Mustang-class superiority fighters of Alpha Wing. The locals have been outsourcing security to a number of private...
Oh man, let's see what we got here. Can't really change the loadout. Okay.
Listen good, because we won't have time to go over this in mission. The strike force consists of Elysium-class transports Zebalia and Liquilade, as well as 4 Mustang-class superiority fighters of Alpha Wing. The locals have been outsourcing security to a number of private firms in Antares due to discontent with the GTA's effort, so we'll be going in under the guise of higher protection for those transports. Once our ships dock, we'll have to disarm the relevant defenses quickly. In this case, the research outpost has only 1 operational turret located on her dorsal surface. The Zebalia will be flying right by it on our way to the dock and will be within its firing arc if we don't neutralize it after the heist begins. As soon as the turret is neutralized, Alphas 1 and 2 will proceed to interdict local traffic. Immediately make scans of assigned transports and freighters in the area so your sensors can begin an emission spectrum analysis. If their comm or jump drive system power levels exceed 50%, send 4 or 5 near misses their way to convince them to stick around and stay quiet. Usually parking within a quarter kilometer of suspect ships and pointing your guns directly at them gets the point across as well. We're not looking for a massacre. Avoid shooting the civilians directly or we may cause them to panic and do exactly what we don't want them to do, which is call for help or try to escape. Just watch those emission readings like a hawk until we're ready to roll. Meanwhile, Seek and Slice and Alphas 3 and 4 respectively will be setting up our own escape. 3 will tap into the station's automated defense systems and co-opt the missile platform on the station outside the nearby Beta Aquili node. 4 has written a program that will allow us to take control of the repair drones in the area. She'll need a few uninterrupted minutes to hack into the remote access center and upload the new routines. Once we have access, you'll be able to boss the drones about. Slice advises us not to sick them all on the same target at once. The chain reaction will be counterproductive, as she says. 3 and 4 will see transport Zebalia out of harm's way. 1 and 2 will take Liquilade to the Beta Aquili jump point. If you're pursued, make use of whatever drones you have command of and use the defense node to cover your escape. That sentry gun has 6 missile launchers, more than enough to give any fighters chasing you a second thought. We'll meet at Rendezvous Point Salvo after the op. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Oh, so this is the first time I see the primary and secondary objectives in the briefing in the SCPUI. Okay, yeah, I played this mission before off stream. Oh man. In the ashes, there's quite a few interesting.
Alpha Lead, see those 3 transports at your 10 o'clock? The Janan, the Granika, and the Kavinsky? You cover those 3 when the time comes. I'll take the rest.
Okay. Kavinsky 2. What the? Why is it Kavinsky 2? It's Kavinsky 1 then. Okay. I should add these to my escort list so that I can keep an eye on them. Heck, how about... Are they on the... Anjanon? Okay, 7. Okay, I don't really need to... Wait for transfers to dock. Okay. Both of those transports are going into the research station, and I only have Fury missiles to use against this turret. And over my wing. Oh. Okay.
Zabiello reporting docking point secure.
Liquid signaling dock secure. Let's do it.
Alpha lead, open fire. Your attention, please. Gulnara Station and all craft in the vicinity are now under our jurisdiction. You're to fire your braking thrusters immediately and cease all comm activity. We're monitoring your communication systems and jump drive power plant emissions. If we see a power spike, then expect to take an exciting and unscheduled spacewalk.
This is 3.
Here.
Commencing lockdown of automated defense systems. Stand by.
4 is in position. Drone hub access granted. Uploading new protocols.
2 to 1. I've got the sector covered. This Yahoo in the Ion sounds like she might try to play hero. My hands are full, so good luck over there. Keep an eye on their power levels. If they spike above 50, spit some plasma their way. Not too much. If they feel like we're gonna torch them anyway, they may panic and do something stupid. You should know that my wing leader is crazy and unpredictable. He held a Kane-class cruiser during the war just so he could fly in one side and out the other.
Kavinsky 2, where is... Now we do this for a while. Okay.
A Terran, a Vasudan, and a Shivan walk into a bar. The Vasudan says, "Stop messing with your comm systems and jump drives or I'll rip your damn heads off. Seriously."
Man. This is quite interesting. He must have taken a heck of a lot to get this set up properly. Must have taken a lot to get this set up properly. Okay.
If that comm board or jump drive key looks that tempting, maybe you people should sit on your hands for a while.
I'm watching you, you know. I'm watching you guys, you know. Don't... You try to escape. Bye.
Zabiello reporting extraction successful. Alpha Wing, we'll go for the next phase. 3 and 4, how we looking?
Alpha 3 here. Automated defense system has been compromised and new targeting data uploaded. We are green, and anything we don't like is red.
4 here. Control Hub has accepted the new program and we've got admin privileges. 1, I strongly recommend you stagger the commands and not launch all the drones at once.
Right. 2 and 3, see the Zabelia out of the area.
Okay, we have...
One eye will come to liquid to the node. See you at the RP. Oh. Shit. Positive identification on Bell Tower private security gunship. Designation Decisive Wind. We're being targeted.
The drones are on their way. I bet their designer never intended them to be used like this.
Alpha Wing, there's no way we can outrun that thing. Do something!
Yeah, I'm trying... You said the drones are after the... Yeah, that was... Repair beam overloading and it's... Yeah, that was pretty much... Yeah, that's actually exactly what we intended it to do. Oh my. These shields are not very... These shields are not very good.
Decisive Wind is going down. Keep sharp. Our security forces are definitely en route now.
Either that or the shield. Either that or those shockwave. These are very... Just get over there. Liquid. can't really issue protect orders to anyone, so the threat is quite different from the slaves that we're used to from other Free Space 2 mods and stuff.
Accompanying fighters, surrender immediately or be destroyed. This is your only warning.
The cruiser can't catch us before we make the node, but those fighters are another story. Use the defense node and install those 2 Apollos until the liquidates and the all clear.
And what a maybe it would be a good idea to maybe it would be a good idea to actually shoot at the fighters, the ones take on some of my own size, you know. There is Nikolai, it is my it's what I have to protect. I have to protect Nikolai, most importantly. Well, I'm not really be as concerned about destroying that cruiser as I am about just protecting this transport. And what about the other one? What about the other transport? Yeah, Zubila. Where is that one? And where is that one going?
Damn! Hostiles in a close range. Who are these guys?
Okay. You know what I found funny about Wing Commander 2? The first mission in that you flew. What I found funny about Wing Commander 2, one thing I found funny about Wing Commander 2 is that the first mission you flew with Hobbs, you know, he ordered you to he ordered you to take command of the wing. Oh boy.
That's what? One more flawless hop under your belt? Not bad at all, ladies and gentlemen. Our clients are extremely pleased with what you've delivered. So pleased that they've requested our services for the next part of their little project. Get some rest and I'll give you the details.
No, Shell Game. I remember a mission in Free Space that was called Shell Game, and I really didn't like it. My wingmen kept getting pulverized by either Sheevan fighters or the Sheevan transports would escape.
Target your attack at GLU INST 042140 TST. PVT sec response eradicated. Fleet response evaded. Unit asserts privateer seizure of sanitary, Berlini, Antimananki articles. Archropos item seized 2333. Vega Eng. Items legally PDI property. Unit asserts hostile possession imminent. Overwatch demanding immediate cross-border deployment. All personnel expendable. DRTY2335. Restrictions suspended.
Bad news. Our clients lost their package somewhere in Alpha Centauri, not far from the last stop. They had an escort, solid invoices and clearances, and they still managed to screw up. Our clients have asked us to help them find their precious goods and make the final rendezvous. Oh. Supposedly, their freighter captain cut and ran with his pay advance. But I've heard a different story from Seek. Your wingmates were in contact with the freighter during their transit in Sirius, and I guess the captain took a peek at what he was carrying. Seek says the captain lost his nerve after he saw what it was, and that's the real reason he dumped the package and bolted. I thought we helped them steal a bunch of old Vasudan rocks, but who knows? We've got a contract to finish, so let's go. Here's the story. Emerald Wing was escorting the SS Ghost into Alpha Centauri. As soon as Ghost's drive was recharged, she dumped the cargo in a debris field just outside the Sirius node and jumped to subspace. Emerald reports they were harassed by local scavenger elements and were unable to pin down the location of the cargo, TC-124, our main objective. You and Gabble will fly Alphas 1 and 2 into Alpha Centauri and pick up where Ghost and Emerald left off. Our clients are dispatching the Mako with you for the actual retrieval of TC-124. Your primary objective is to search the debris field for TC-124 so the Mako can dock with it. The Ghost's errant captain reportedly took care to jettison the container near one of the larger pieces of debris out there, so start your search there. Objects that have been searched will switch from pink to gray on your HUD. Cover the extraction of the cargo and Mako's journey to our client's intended rendezvous point. You'll receive further instructions from there. There are a couple of complicating factors you need to be aware of. First, the debris field at the jump node cluster is left over from the Caspian engagement 6 weeks ago. A lot of PVN, GTA, and HOL material got left behind, and a lot of salvagers are guarding that stuff with a vengeance. A crime lord named Hauptmann runs the show there. Supposedly our clients have had amicable dealings with him in the past. Our clients claim you'll likely be challenged for access to the debris field, but it's up to you if you want to play his game or not. Finally, the Vasudan presence. There's been heavy displaced persons trafficked at the jump node cluster for several months now. The PVN's been more concerned with looking after their refugees than stomping out every bit of smuggling and illegal salvaging. Ghost and Emerald made it into Alpha Centauri without Vasudan interference, and hopefully you'll be leaving the same way. Don't hang around any Vasudan patrols for too long to avoid attracting attention. Find that container without pissing off too many people. Get our friends on the Mako to their rendezvous and get back here in one piece.
Gosh, it's really weird to have 3 jump nodes in the same location, isn't it? You see the missiles have all been... Fury and Hornet missiles have all been taken. So I'm left with a fixed loadout for this mission. Also, since the SCP...
flight now. Let's get this over with.
Okay. Mako's that freighter.
Alpha Wing to Emerald, what the hell happened?
Emerald, where's Emerald?
Sorry, Gavel. Our guy panicked and lost the cargo somewhere in that mess behind us. We only ran a brief search before they kicked us out. One of the local salvaging gangs is trying to restrict access to the debris field now. They aren't gonna let you in without a fight. Damn it, is it that hard to record a couple of sets of coordinates before shit goes down? You two can come home. We'll have to take it from here. I think your boss is gonna have some choice words for you.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Mako to Alpha Wing. We'll hold position at the edge of the debris cloud and await your signal. Out.
3 sprints on interceptor vector. 3 clicks ahead. These must be the guys Emerald was talking about.
Alpha Wing! You must be Emerald's backup. Welcome to Alpha Centauri.
Go away, Mr. Acid. We don't have time for this.
Yes, you do. Otherwise, you won't be going in there. My employer, Hauptmann, has a business proposition.
Oh, great. That's just great.
Do you see the cargo depot on the near side of the field? The Zods have been running their own salvage. We'd like to peek at what they're getting at, but Aquarius Wing has proven problematic. If you two would be so kind as to get us a nice manifest of that depot for future reference, I'm sure Hauptmann could be persuaded to let you do whatever it was you came here to
don't have time for this, Alpha Lead. Nobody who flies worth a damn calls themselves Acid anyways. Let's vape them and be done with it.
You know, that's what destroying Tana Wing was what I did on my first playthrough of this mission, but hey, let's mix it up and scan
I
it.
knew you'd see things our way. Just be careful of Aquarius Wing. They singed us pretty good last time we got too close.
True statements of Terrans. They know no shame. Be gone. This is our material. Steal elsewhere. You have 5 standard seconds to leave the area, Terran. We will broker no interference with our relief and recovery efforts.
Let's give the patrols some distance, one. We can finish the scans in a moment.
Okay. Oh my goodness, trying to. I don't know how well the stream is coming through, but I'm trying to. Trying my best to.
Excellent work, Alpha Wing. It's always good when people recognize how the power structure out here works. I've ordered my pilots not to interfere with your mission. Please don't cause too much trouble.
Let's get moving. We need to be within 600 meters of the container for its transponder to activate.
Okay. Let's see where this cargo crate is. You know, it looks like that the frame rate of my stream is not doing so well. I seem to have successfully avoided Aquarius Wing.
This sheet says the Osties is registered to Solomon Freight Company. Looks like they came in looking for a piece of the action and never made it out.
Okay.
They say a lone PVNA single-handedly disabled the Anemone. You'd figure they'd have hauled her out of there by now, but I guess refugees take priority. Makes you wonder if the GTA would do the same.
This is stream. Like, seriously, I don't know how well my stream is doing. 22 to 60 FPS. That's not exactly good. But what is causing my frame rate? I don't know what is causing my frame rate to drop like that. I really don't know. PVC Mecha, I don't think I've seen that design before. Okay. Okay, what is this? Not Aquarius Wing or Claymore. Okay, what is... If I remember, I found the cargo container near Nelson Bay last time. But, who knows, it could be random. Yeah, the developers know.
Nelson Bay. Fort said an HOL torpedo caused a radiation leak in the reactor. Most of the escape pod hatches look sealed. Crew didn't get out in time. That thing's a giant metal tomb.
Interesting how each of these wrecks have lore behind them. So, what a Boltzmann. Well, that looks like what we're looking for. That looks like the cargo container that we're looking for. Right, there it is.
We've got the package. Transmitting coordinates now.
Acknowledged. Course laid in. Watch our backs. I don't like surprises.
Hey, 1. Check the Sirius jump node. See those new arrivals?
There is.
Looks like a fleet deploying, but they're IFF transponders.
We're in famine.
GTA naming conventions. I wonder if the Vasudans called them in for something. No. Getting one-way comm traffic over there. The Vasudans are inquiring, but the newcomers aren't responding.
A bit worried about my thing right here.
Sirius are, headed this way.
I see it, Mako. Get that container fast. We'll do what we can.
Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to... Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to go for them after all. Okay. Where is Miko? Phantom 3 attacking me. Good grief. Can't order anyone to...
Mako to escorts, we've got it. Commence in-system jump.
Great. Mako's doing mostly good, but...
Alpha Wing, change of plan. If they're attacking us, we can't risk leading them to our final rendezvous. We're gonna have to run the circuit.
How many jumps are we talking here, Captain?
3, maybe 4. Our organization surveyed good sites to lose pursuit in the system in the event we needed them. Hold on, someone's coming.
GTA strike craft inbound. Mako, evasive maneuvers.
Or... like how they named them after the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. That was also a thing. Great Dissolution of Eternity, where you have the chapel window, where you have the stained glass window with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse on them. Cool. Oh man, I have to... It's important to get them now.
Pilot's jump drive is charged, and we're heading to the next coordinate set. Wait until we're clear, then follow soon.
Wow, this is really close to the sun.
Getting secondary locks is gonna be next to impossible with sunspot activity around here, Mako.
That works both ways, guys.
Well, my missiles don't need lock.
If they follow us again, we use the opportunity to trim away some of their fighter escorts.
Here they come. Engage with Delphi.
Artifacts.
Left.
Hey.
Alpha 1, they can't lock with their tsunami, so stay close to the Mako and use their guns for cover. Do you copy, Alpha 1? Stay close to the Mako.
Oh man, let's stay Unless they bring back dumbfire torpedoes. Well, they really don't need to, but...
Alpha Wing, I'm gonna have to emergency jump if you don't keep him off of...
the Mako is down.
Damn it! Restart.
There's Emerald flight now.
Thank goodness for the checkpoint. But where is this checkpoint?
Alpha Wing, change of plan. If they're attacking us, we can't risk leading them to a final rendezvous. We're gonna have to run the circuit.
How many jumps are we talking here, Captain?
3, maybe 4. Our organization surveyed good sites to lose pursuit in the system in the event we needed them. Hold on, someone's coming.
GTA strike craft inbound. Mako, evasive maneuvers.
Holy crap. They got off a torpedo. Holy crap, they got a torpedo. I could have died there. And these transformers, but they have very weak hulls.
Pilot's jump drive is charged, and we're heading to the next coordinate set. Wait until we're clear, then follow suit.
Okay. I remember being able to finish this mission in the first try when I was playing this off stream.
Next to impossible to sunspot activity around here, Mako.
That works both ways, Geb. We can't hold out under sustained bomber attack. If they follow us again, we'll use the opportunity to trim away some of their fighter escorts.
Here they come. Engage with dumbfires if you have any left. Alpha 1, they can't lock with their tsunamis, so stay close to the Mako and use their guns for cover. Do you copy, Alpha 1? Stay close to the Mako.
Okay. Are those Imperial? Are those guys working for the Empire? I mean the livery in those ships is not what I'm used to. It's different from, the standard GTA military livery. Okay. And it's going surprisingly fast. How did they manage to destroy the Mako the last time? In the first place?
Oh my god. It's a whole squadron of them.
I vote we not make the delivery and just say we did. Dump that box, Mako.
Jump drive at resonance. We're proceeding to site Vogel Baxter. We don't have any choice, pilots.
Okay.
Alpha Wing, Mako here. Our subspace drive's primary and secondary collimator arrays are still vibrating. I don't think we can push another jump like we did the last one.
How long, Mako?
At least 3 minutes to be safe.
We are way outmatched here, Captain. We're being hunted by elite bloodhound units, the kind the GTA hasn't used since the attack on the Lucifer.
Jump signatures detected. Enough for 3 full wings. Mako to Alpha Wing, we're jettisoning the container. Forget about it, just get us out of here.
Mako, match your heading with their attack vector and shun everything that drives. We'll do what we can.
Copy that. We've pulled up the self-destruct codes for the gas containers. Proximity readout uplinking now. Trigger at your discretion.
Goodbye, mysterious cursed container. Won't miss ya.
Dear. See that? Out on the side of the screen there? Do you see that on the side of the screen there? Alt P to detonate explosives. You can see that was one of the controls you had to set up in here. Remote trigger, Alt P. Okay. Okay, that's all the fighters.
Secondaries there, Alpha 1. Nice job. Out of original 10 contacts, I'm reading no survivors. Well, that's that. Now you've got to be kidding me. More hostiles inbound. 6 clicks, closing fast.
Oh, great. What? They're jumping out.
Hostiles off screen. Stay alert. Might have more reinforcements en route.
Hopefully we don't interest them anymore, now that our prize has been carbonized.
Wishful thinking was the #1 killer back in my day. Can you jump yet?
Yes, Alpha 2. We're bringing up coordinates for the jump node cluster now. Stand by, we've got something on sensors. Alpha Wing, we're getting an intermittent contact within the explosion site. Can you confirm?
We'll check it out. Maybe we'll get lucky and find little pieces of our customers' merchandise.
Okay, what is this? It's an invisible.
We've got visual on TSC-124.
That's impossible. The fighters didn't get it. The explosion should have sent pieces of it flinging across the system.
If you prefer, I can send pieces of this container flinging across the system.
Cannon Gabble. We're moving in now.
Man. Well, the EMP is interfering with me. He's scanning this cargo container, so... It turned invisible, it cloaked. It's like that cargo container cloaked and... became invisible. It became not only invisible, but invincible. Indestructible. Goodness. And it was right in the range of those explosives. I guess the Famine Wing left because they couldn't find this container. They couldn't see this container. Gosh. I remember the container having student artifacts in it. I bet that if this was a military operation, that it would be classified at one of the highest levels. Okay.
Alpha 1, Alpha 2, we're transmitting the final coordinate set for the rendezvous point. We have a meeting with Destiny.
A meeting with Destiny. That sounds really important.
A container that spooks a veteran freighter captain, brings down Terran hit squads on our necks, and then mysteriously reappears out of nowhere. Good times, Mako.
Shut up, Gavel. Reading multiple incoming jump signatures. This is it.
Oh, the cargo is unknown, shielded. Oh man, that looks like one of the older Visudan destroyers' lines. Either way, it looks like a heavy Visudan warship.
Our customers were pleased with your diligence today. If my suspicions about our smuggling friends and their shadowy allies are correct, the war for Antari system is about to begin in earnest.
Okay, the story continues. Thank you for playing Between the Ashes Mephistophel. There's a lot more to see though. You can find out what happens next in Slaves of Chaos, where you'll play as a commander with the Galactic Terran Alliance. Head to the campaign room to start the next mission, but I will not be doing this tonight. Because time is up. And I will thank you very much for coming. If you came, thank you very much for coming. I really do appreciate it. You've really made it feel like it's worth it for me to keep doing this, to keep streaming. Whatever. With one viewer, or I'm not sure. I don't think it's worth rating anyone. I may I'll rate Captain Clever. I don't know why I've been having frame rate troubles today, but seems I've been having more than a few. Seems like I've been having quite a few issues today with the frame rate and Nossos. And FS2 open and cutting out for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know. Right now I'm just waiting for the stream intro. Was that video gonna show up? Oh dear. I'm an idiot. Dear, I'm such an idiot, aren't I? By the way, I was not having frame rate issues with the... I was not having frame rate issues with my game. It was just on the stream, for whatever reason. Maybe Crown Clever will let me rate them. Right. I will see you. I don't know of anyone who regularly streams Free Safe do, especially at this hour, but Hello, we rate Captain Clever, because he's a big fan of the Dawsonness. He regularly does speedruns and streams of speedruns of Commander Keen and other stuff, other Dawsonness stuff. So anyways, I will probably see you on Monday for some Amiga stuff. Alright, because, it's Amiga April. Maybe I'll have my... No, I probably won't have my Amiga model finished by then. But, anyways, goodbye. See you on Monday.